What up, peeps and peepettes? MorbTron here. Diablo 3 Necromancer action. I'm going to be going over my build that I'm trying with the Necromancer. It is a Bones of Rathma build. It's been going pretty well for me so far. Here are my skills. I've got Bone Spikes with Path of Bones in my primary. I've got Decrepify with Wither in my secondary, which is a curse. I've got my number 1 ability is Skeletal Mage, Skeletal Archer. Number 2 ability is Command Skeleton, Freezing Grasp. Number 3 is Command Golem, Ice Golem. Number 4 is Army of Dead, Death Valley. My passive skills are Overwhelming Essence, Commander of the Risen Dead, Extended Servitude, and Grisly Tribute. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm using so many frost things. That has to do with Brisbane's sentence. So basically, every time that I'm attacking or my pets are attacking a frozen target, they're dealing almost 300% extra damage to it. Now this build is not a complete build. There are a few missing items that I'm still farming for. However, it is only a few days after Necro has released, and I don't really have that many items yet built up for this build. So this is a placeholder ring, and this is a placeholder neck. Actually, it's a potential set piece if I can actually get a compass rose. So that is something that we could do. I'm also using Dainty's Binding, which plays into Decrepify. I take less damage when Decrepify is on targets. I am using Brynir's Journey, which is just a placeholder item. Doesn't really matter. In my cube, I've got the Royal Ring of Grandeur, which will be replaced probably with either this ring or another ring that I'm going for in the build, which I'll show you here now, because I don't have it yet. It is... Let's see if I can find it. If I can find it, come on. Derpin. Derpin. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, where'd it go? There we go. It is called the Circle of Neju's Evil. Now raise an additional skeleton mage with each cast, and they last an additional 4 seconds is what you get when you cube it. So that's a good ring to cube. It makes this build much less hectic. Also, in the armor cube slot, I've got every point of maximum essence increases your damage by 0.5%, and bone spikes generate an additional 5 essence for each enemy hit. Tasker and Theo, increasing my pet's attack speed by 50%. And then I've already gone over the ring. So let's see it in action here. I'm actually in Torment 11, just farming for loot, doing some bounties. We'll do Temple the Firstborn, because that's kind of the new area they added in with the Necro pack. I've already cleared out a tiny bit. We're going to do some exploring as well, and I'll kind of explain the build as I go. I'm actually going to turn down game sound here, so there is less me trying to talk over stuff. There we go. So basically what I want to do here is I want to make sure that I'm applying Decrepify to every enemy that I can, basically. Also, if there's a large pack of enemies, I want to make sure that I am using my number 3 ability, which causes my golem to do a big AoE pulse freeze, which just does crowd control, making sure things don't run over and smack me, because you are very squishy with this build. And then making sure that Command Skeletons is running. That's kind of the bread and butter of this build, along with summoning as many mages as possible, which is why I really want that ring. Because the way that the set plays out, the more mages you have out, the more damage your pets do. This is a pet damage build. What do we have here? Alright, so we're going to go with that.
I need essence.
Need essence. Alright. There we go. And this guy is going to absolutely melt. That event is complete. There's a lot of neat events and things like that. You can see the corpses on the ground are just being left there. Nothing from this build uses corpses. Oh, there we go into this build being very squishy. So everything that the skeletons focus on freezes. And with this set right here, when the target of my command skeletons dies, my skeletons automatically are commanded to a different target nearby. And when my skeletons are commanded to attack a target, all of my minions deal 400% increased damage, including the skeletons. Then you kind of see here, it's all about that pet damage. Something else I forgot to mention in the build, the gems I'm using. You'll see here my Paragon is 640 and my gems are super low level, and you're wondering, why is that? Well, that's because I did most of my Paragon grinding back when Diablo 3 first came out. I took a hiatus from the game because I got sick of the auction house, came back for Reaper of Souls, did a couple seasons here and there, never really got super into it, but the Necro brought me back, and I cannot wait for the next season to start. So I'm kind of a seasonal player. I'm not going to be going for the high rankings in regular mode, just because there's no way I'm going to compete with the people that are already out there that have Paragon levels of like 1500, 1200, anything around there. So, continue to go through here. Now the one thing with this build, it's not really a build that you can leave things behind, at least not without that ring. Because you need to keep your mages rolling. So without that ring, that I still don't have, this build can get a little bit taxing. Because you literally cannot leave much behind, because in order to keep your mages going, because they disappear very, very quickly, you need to be just spamming the mages. And you can have a maximum of 10 out. Without that ring, it is near impossible to do it. You can see there, I am spamming my number 1, which is the mages, and they are not staying up very long.
All must serve the cycle.
We're just going to continue to explore. Like I said, I want to take a look at what the Temple of the Firstborn actually looks like. It's apparently, according to the lore, a new cult that springs up after the events of the Reaper of Souls expansion.
I'm afraid not. This world can abide you no longer.
It's very gory, very bloody in here. And I will be streaming, actually, later this evening. And I'll be doing some more Diablo 3. Hopefully by then, maybe in this video, I'll get that ring. That would be pretty sweet. But I'm not going to hold my breath. Let's just put it that way. It seems to be a pretty rare item. Here we go. This is going to be another event room.
Do not fear the end.
or not. I do like how it, when you get near the blood fountain, it changes the lighting to red. A very neat lighting effect that Blizzard put in here. Alright.
I'm afraid not.
Continue to explore. Continue to kick some butt. Put Decrepify down. Let's just explode everything. There we go. Oh, we got a Cursed Chest event. Now, one thing I have noticed is that this build is not very good with the go through waves of enemies chest. It might just be because I'm not very practiced with it yet, which is more than likely the case. And one thing I have noticed is the AI that controls the golem is very, very rough. Doesn't really work all that well. You can see there I did not complete the timed event. My golem was somewhere. Was nowhere to be found. Golem don't care. And there isn't much of an AoE. Like, it's a lot of... You go through enemies pretty quickly, but when it's a ton of little enemies like that, unless the golem actually comes in and does what it's supposed to do, it just doesn't happen.
I'm afraid not.
So, unfortunate we didn't get that, but that's the way this goes. Hopefully Blizzard will do some sort of update that fixes the golem AI, at least makes it a little bit smarter. Because I've had it where my skeletons are going to town, and my golem is literally standing right next to my skeletons, not attacking anything. So it can get pretty annoying at times when you fail an event because the golem decides that it doesn't want to play. Alright, now we gotta be coming up on level 2 here fairly soon.
I'm afraid not.
Seeing there, the golem either can't find his way around or just doesn't want to join the party.
That is not possible.
Well, apparently there's a lot of things in there. Now there's not a lot of things in there. Okay, this will open up the gate into level 2. You can see the blood came out from the pool and filled in the surrounding areas, and now we can go into level 2, where we will find the boss of this place, Vidian.
nears.
So yeah, there's real no big AoE. I mean, the bone spikes do technically an AoE, but my damage, my single target, or my character's damage is so low that it really doesn't count. It's only there for resource generation.
Serve the cycle. Give it more time.
Alright, and it looks like the boss is coming up here in this next room. And the boss does apparently have some pretty cool mechanics. I've only fought him one other time, and I murdered him too fast to see any of the other phases of the fight. We'll try not to do that this time.
It was the only way that I could get close to you. And now, we're about to get much closer.
Ooh.
That is not possible.
So I'm gonna go slow, just because I want to see the other points of the fight.
The grave beckons.
Looks like he spawned some blood vermin. You see, I'm keeping my mage count down, so I'm doing less damage. Oh, yep, here's more ads.
Do not fear the end.
Let's bring the mage count up a little bit here. I'll let it fall back down. Maybe there will be more to this fight still. That's kind of what I'm hoping. Oh, Vidian's frozen.
You could rule the burning hells instead of playing servant to a fallen angel. I will do better.
Now looks like this is about it. Oh, I actually died. I can't revive it. Can't revive that corpse because it's a boss fight. So we're just gonna melt him. Or I'm gonna wait until my skeletons come up. I'm gonna go in there. We'll see how quickly I can take him down. Now that we saw all the mechanics of the fight, let's see what the spec can actually do.
I suspected I was more than what I seemed. It was the only way that I could get close to you. And now, we're about to get much closer.
Giggity? Mage count, come on. And there we go.
No longer.
Oh hey, we actually got a ring. So let's see if that is the ring I've been looking for.
I need to
Go back to town. We actually have a bounty to collect now as well. Get some more bat loot.
The world is safe. You have finished all.
See what we get from the bounty. We got a shield, some Caldeum Nightshade, and some blood shards. Alright, let's see what we got. Doesn't look like it's the right ring. Nope. Bolcathos wedding band. Well, let's see here. I can buy 5 rings from this.
What? I cannot afford
I didn't even
that.
know I had that thing.
Nope. Got a Nagel ring. And the Sunstone. Rip the dream. Well, guys, that is going to be it for this episode. So if you want to see more of Diablo 3 from me, I will be streaming. I do go live at 8 p.m. Central Time. So you can check. That is Central Standard Time, US. Google can help you out if that's not your time zone. So I'll be live with Diablo 3, 8 p.m. Central Time. The link to my Twitch channel will be in the description down below, but it is twitch.tv/MorbTron. So if you want to come in, say hi, give me any tips, tricks, or just want to see more of the Rathma set in action, as hopefully I get the ring and a couple more set pieces, or a couple more ear pieces that I'm looking for. We'll see how far Rathmas can push into the greater rifts. So I'll catch you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Central Time. Catch you later.